Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to ask my spirit guides for some loving messages from your no contact, the person that you may be in very low communication with or no communication with. We're going to ask Spirit, what is going on in this connection? What are their intentions? Where are we headed? And any guidance that they have for you. I do have some charms and some initials, so we'll be using those today as well. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's been newly guided here. It's a fully channeled message. Let's call in our spirit guides now. Spirit, I ask that you guide me with loving messages from my person that I am thinking of. What is it that they want me to know? What is it that I need to hear today? I am listening for you now. Communication. Okay, can you hear me? Wondering if they have blocked the communication. You know, have they completely blocked you, or is that communication still open? You know, when they block you, you know, that's really, really hard, right? We can't even reach out one way or another. But sometimes people keep that open and they say, you know what? Hey, you have my number. You know how to get a hold of me. And, you know, if you want to talk, I'm here. So communication, it all starts with communication. A little bit of a tug of war here. Who would call who, or they have to call me, you know, whoever's meant to call, I guess. I have lonely. I feel alone in this. Absolutely. So you're feeling alone. They're feeling alone. It's not just one-sided. Spirit saying, I feel weak. I have nothing left. I've been struggling with my emotions lately. I'm having a really hard time getting back on my feet. That could be you. That could be them. But I'm definitely starting to realize that I got to pull myself, you know, out of this, and I got to take care of myself first for some reason, or for, you know, many reasons. Unconditional love. You know, I thought we had unconditional love. I thought that we made promises. We told each other things that we hadn't told anybody else, Spirit just said. So that I feel like is hurt because I've never been closer to anyone. And how would I ever let somebody else into my heart? So I'm struggling with that. And I feel like you're the only one. I feel like you're the only one that I can love. I don't know how I could love somebody else. So there's this feeling of, I don't want to be with anybody else. That could be you. That could be them. I have forward movement, moving forward, and it looks like a lightning speed in this card. I want something to shift, Spirit. I want some energy to shift. I always feel like the limbo is the worst. The waiting, the not knowing, the in-between. I'd rather know, because then I can move on with my life. But the feeling that they've kept you in limbo somehow, you know, I just need time, and then maybe we can talk, or I'll reach out to you in a couple of weeks. Just give me a little bit of space. You know, it's that they left you with a string attached. Reciprocity. There's got to be more give and take. There's got to be, we both have to want this, Spirit said. We both have to want to be in this. I do have hope. I like the light of the sun coming out. I have hope, like a breakthrough energy, breaking through this fence. I broke through this guard of some kind. So I'm not giving up hope. I'm going to say it more that way. I'm not giving up. And maybe that's you. I'm not giving up on you. I'm not giving up on us. I know that you're out there, and I know that you're thinking of me. You ghosted me. Where are you? I never thought that you would do that to me. So that is really hard. The person who just tunes out and shuts you down and doesn't give you any kind of clarity. Bottom of the deck, I have a romantic rendezvous. Career is a factor and trust is a factor. So what is the romantic rendezvous? Did they have a third party at work? Do they travel and you feel like they cheated on you while they were traveling? Does their career put them in front of all kinds of different people? So they have this player energy and they're having a hard time being loyal to one person. Part of me feels like it was one time. Part of me feels like, for those of you that know that they were with somebody else, it could be just one specific person one time, as opposed to, you know, multiple times. But I feel like it's a third party. I do. And I feel like somehow they were connected to work. And that's probably, maybe that's how they met. Maybe that's how it started. Maybe it's an emotional affair with somebody that they're having, you know, and they say, I didn't sleep with them, but they talk to them all the time. They're texting them all the time. I mean, there's an emotional affair going on. And that's as hurtful as a physical affair. Spirit, please share with me. I have an Ace of Swords. I have a King of Cups. A Tower. And I have a Seven of Swords. I feel like the truth came out after the Tower. Okay. That, you know, either it was, you know, this is the end of our relationship. And then, you know, the truth finally comes out. Because you either catch them, I feel like I'm getting caught in a bunch of lies. I feel like you caught them. They can't get away with it. And I feel like in trying to salvage this, I feel that there was probably a lot of emotions that surfaced. There was a lot of, I didn't mean to hurt you. I do love you. I do respect you. It's not what you think it is. So I do feel like this is a lot of groveling. I feel like this was a lot of like last minute effort to get their emotions out, to try to salvage this connection. But I do feel like they got caught. And then it's caused this, you know, chain of events. And there's some backpedaling going on, is how I feel. There was a lot of backpedaling. I have a Queen of Pentacles. I have a Magician. I have a Two of Cups. And I have Temperance. I don't think they realized how strong you are. I don't. I mean, I'm assuming they knew, but now that like push comes to shove, I feel like they're seeing a whole other side of you. That you are stronger than they thought you were. You are more independent, more capable than they ever gave you credit for. You have more self-respect than, and you're fighting for your dignity than maybe they thought you would. Maybe they thought they'd just get away with it and you would forgive and forget because you're so in love with them. And maybe you're holding your ground and just saying, you know, how can you love me if you got something going on with somebody at work or wherever it is. I do feel like they're realizing that they missed kind of the peace in what we had. I will say that. So we can say, I miss you. We can say, I'm realizing that my life was a lot more peaceful before all of this. Now I feel an incredible sense of drama, chaos, and crazy. And it could be coming from the third person making demands on them that I want you. I want you to be with me. I don't want you to want to go back to them. I want you to stay here with me. I'll make you happy. And that might not be necessarily what your person wants. Maybe they're realizing that it was really just a fling. It was sex. It wasn't love. And or wasn't even sex. Maybe it was just emotional. This person was trying to entrap them. Spirit just used the word entrapped. Entrapment. Okay. Like, I want you. I'm going to sabotage your relationship with somebody else so that I can be with you. Whoa, we got some kind of crazy thinking going on. Spirit, tell me what else you need me to know. Okay. The Three of Pentacles. I have a Devil. Yeah, we have a third-party situation. And the Six of Pentacles is coming into me more as, you know what, we're both not in this connection. But I have this temptation, and I have this kind of look at me energy, and somebody trying to, I don't know, steal your person away. I don't know. It's like, who is this person? You might be saying they can have them. But it is a feeling of manipulation. It is a feeling of seduction. I'm not giving your person excuses, but this other person, this third party, could have been very, very strong. It could have come on very strong. And I want you. I want to be with you. And literally tried to seduce this person over a period of time. And maybe they just let their guard down. They let their barrier down for some reason. But, the Devil is all about temptation. But now it's turning into somebody trying to manipulate the situation even more, where they are making sure that you're not around. You're not in the picture. They're in the picture. You want me. You're not interested in the cat fight. You're not interested in, here we go round and round. The bottom line is, what is your person going to do about this? Because they got everybody into this situation. And you could have a lot of reasons to want to be with this person. You could have children together. You could have a marriage. You could have a home. You could have a history together. There could be more at stake. And you can't just walk away that easily, because we could be connected financially. It could be harder than, just saying, I'll never talk to you again. And that's, the reality of the situation. But somebody's causing all kinds of trouble. Trouble, confusion, crazy, chaos, drama. A karmic cycle. I do feel that. I got to get out of this. I got to get out of this karmic energy that they've brought into my life. So they either push this energy away once and for all and say, I'm done, it's over, I'll never talk to that person ever again, and I'm going to try to heal what we have and repair what we have. But the karmic cycle can't continue because it's coming into you somehow. Maybe this person's bothering you somehow, calling you, texting you, stalking your social media, and you can't get this person out of your life. It's like You know, what are you doing? It's a breakup. You know, there's that, well, you guys aren't together, or you guys were in a no contact when this happened, or, you know, they said they weren't happy with you and it's not my fault. And I just feel like it's just filled with excuses. I feel like there's more to the story, Spirit just said. So maybe this has been going on longer than you knew. Maybe there's secrets that we've been holding back on, and the other person, you know, was in on it. Delays ahead, holding back energy, not getting answers that we're trying to seek. I have a runner not wanting to commit, not wanting to be in this connection, running to something else. The grass is greener on the other side. I'm not ready to be with only one person. You know, and then that's when you say to yourself, like, do I really need this garbage? You know, is this the best thing for my higher self and my future self? You know, some people are worth holding on to, and other people, you have to look at their behaviors. If they did it once, they'll do it again. It was just a crush. I feel like that's an excuse. It was just one time. It was just a thing. It was just a, you know, it didn't mean anything. And, you know, maybe they think saying those things to you makes you feel better, but it doesn't make it feel better, and it doesn't make it go away, you know, so that's the problem. Spending time traveling. There is a part of me that says that this kind of event happened on a business trip, or it happened when they were away. Maybe they went home to visit people and they went out and bumped into something, and, you know, but part of me feels like it wasn't part of their normal routine. So they had the opportunity to be with somebody, or they created the opportunity to be with somebody. But you know, either way, it's also a feeling of they went out of their way to be with somebody else. Too attached. I'm going to say that this person who is the third party is really, really upset right now because they feel that they should be with this person. And they are just causing all kinds of crazy in everybody's life. So whether it's they're telling people, whether they are posting things, whether they are talking behind your back, you might be in the same circles of people. So there could be gossip, secrets and gossip. And it just feels like it's a total bee's nest. And the best thing, you know, that karmic cycle. And the best thing for you to do is hold your head up high and walk away. Narcissistic. They're trying to convince you, Spirit just said, like it was nothing. It was no big deal. To who? No big deal to you? I don't think so. I feel hurt right now. I feel abandoned. Spirit, any messages? Let's get a couple messages, then we'll get some letters. Am I even good enough for you? I'm insecure. I feel like that's like they're playing this kind of woe is me card. You know, you don't make me feel like you really want me, or you didn't make me feel like I was the most important thing in your life. So they're somehow like throwing the fault on you that you didn't do enough, or they didn't feel like they were first, something like that. I can't help but be interested in everything you do. You still captivate me. So that's a little bit of they are asking about you. They are you know, it's always the person who screws everything up, who then becomes totally obsessed with you, who then totally needs to know everything you're doing and every action you're taking, because you pushed them away. And they don't like that, especially if they're a narcissistic personality. They didn't like getting pushed away. They didn't like the push, right? They don't like the pushed away. And they're struggling with that. Maybe nobody's ever pushed them away before. They've gotten away with it, Spirit says, in the past with other people. They got caught. I recognize how special and unique you are. It's always after the Tower, for some reason, that they realize what they had. And you're saying to yourself, like, we have to go through all this crap for you to realize that I was good for you. We had to go through all this crazy, and this crazy person calling me and posting on my, you know, my social media and telling family and friends that they're in a relationship with you, you know, now, and posting pictures of you, or, you know, just some kind of crazy off the charts stuff. For this person to realize that they still have feelings for you. Like, they keep saying, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And you know, one person's rolling their eyes and the other person's, you know, can't say I'm sorry enough, and is just waiting for somebody to break down and say, okay, I get it, you're sorry. But I feel like they think if they say I'm sorry enough, you just break down and give in. It's comforting to know that we have each other's support when it matters. I will say that you're on the same side as far as the crazy. I will say that. I feel like there's conversations about this third party where the two of you are horrified by what this person is doing or has done. And I don't feel like your person ever in a million years expected that kind of bombshell to happen. And I feel like at least you have that in common. Like, how do we stop this person from manipulating us? How do we stop this person from wreaking any more havoc in our life? And how do we stop this karmic cycle that you've started, right? So it could be that your person, your significant other, had no clue that this was going to happen, and just is completely sorry for somebody else's actions. It's not necessarily their fault, but they should have known that person was going to go crazy. But somebody's obsessing over them and is really, really, you got some kind of wild shit going on here. Excuse my language. Let's get some initials. Let's see. Yeah, you guys got some wild stuff. All right. You know, somebody wants what you have is really what's going on. All right. They're jealous of what you had. They want what you have, and they're almost trying to do anything to get it. I mean, I guess that's the only thing that you have going for the two of you, is that you're on the page with kind of, we've got your number. We both know what you're doing. You know, the person who says and does some crazy thing, like, I'm having your baby and it's not their baby, you know, something crazy like that. You're like, what? You know, so some kind of big event is going on around somebody out there. I have a Two of Cups. You know, can we fight the karmic together? Possibly. I have a Four of Wands. Now, some of you could be engaged, some of you could be married, and you're going through this. So do we have a lot to fight for? Absolutely. Do we have a lot invested into this relationship that we can't have this going on in our life, regardless of somebody's error or somebody's, you know, crossing the line? Absolutely. We can't have this attack us, because it is an attack on both of you at this point. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, I want to feel more secure And this person could bring you security. You know, we share a home together. It would be hard to move out on your own. It would be hard to do it on your own somehow where you live. Some places are really expensive to live by yourself. Just the area of your life, you know, where you physically live. I have a magician, I have a high priestess, and I have a sun. And the magician is coming into me as, what do I need to do to fix this? And maybe we don't even have that answer. The first thing that has to happen is this karmic cycle has to stop. And I'm looking at my bowl of charms, and there's a scissor staring at me. So we have to cut this person out of our life physically. I mean, emotionally. We have to cut all ties to this person, that this person doesn't have any access to us. That has to be first. And I have a tower. Yeah, here's the scissors and here's the tower. So that person isn't going to like it because that person has been trying to do everything to get your person away from you. And basically they want what you have. And they tried and they thought they were succeeding and they thought that they captured them. They thought they're going to leave you to be with them. And then when that wasn't happening, I think then that's when this kind of chaos started. And it just has escalated to something beyond words. I have an F, I have a V, I have an E, I have a U, I have an L, an F, a letter A, I have an S, Y, I. So some of these make sense to you. This may be your first initials, last initials, another I, V, I have an H, and I have a U. Is that everything? Okay, so those are some initials. So, yeah, I mean, the scissors, the cutting ties, the tower. It's not only a tower between the two of you, it's a tower between your person and that other person. But that side of it, I feel like, is even more dramatic, believe it or not. And, you know, part of me wants to say good, you know, like that person is just like going out of their mind because they're not getting what they thought they were going to get. And Spirit, where are we headed with this connection? Whoa. Secrets and gossip. I mean, you know, two very low power energies and two very karmic energies. So, you know, it's a believe in karma because it comes back to you, right? I have extra protection. There's extra protection around you at this time, and you are not alone. You don't have to do this alone. Your angels are helping you. Take the high road. Hold your head up high until you have the answers that you're seeking. I have a no. They are resisting the connection. Their higher self is telling them it's not the right time. And they're saying could take years. You're not going to wait around for somebody for years, but maybe they don't want anything to do with anybody at this point. Maybe they're saying, I don't want anything to do with either one of you. And it's like they caused this chaos. I have no, it's hard to open up. Patience is needed. They fear being vulnerable and risk being hurt emotionally. I do feel like there's a moment in time where we are able to communicate about some kind of secret that was happening behind the scenes that your person didn't know about, that you found out about. And you find out the truth somehow. And you present it to them with it, and they're shocked. And I feel like that's some kind of turning point, that what they thought was going on and what's really going on is two totally different things. And you are you're the messenger, but you're doing it because you still, for whatever reason, think that they should know the truth. And it's not, you're not doing it to hurt them. You're doing it because at the end of the game, somehow this person still has a lot of meaning to you, and this person needs to be in your life for the right reasons. So I feel like the truth comes out, and I feel like you and your person have a chance to talk about that. But I also feel like there's this incredible sense of they were totally manipulated, totally lied to about something big. I have the spark is gone. They've chosen to let go and move on, choose a new direction. If you are not feeling them chasing you, wanting you back, asking for forgiveness, wanting to work on these things, then you start to take care of yourself first. That is the message. You have to take care of yourself first. I have a yes, maturity. They want you to know they truly changed and you inspired them to become a better person. So I have to tell you, I think that the guilt that they're feeling, and then you took the high road, and this other person took the chaotic drama, high maintenance, crazy world. I feel like you're the one that shines. And I feel like they see that pretty clearly right now, that you're the one who got hurt. You're the one who has everything to lose, and you're the one who takes the high road. So it's showing them that they really chose the wrong person. And I think that's eye-opening. I think they see the real you. They knew, maybe they didn't even see how awesome you were or the highest qualities in you. But this definitely showed them that you took the high road, and that other person, whoever's trying to manipulate everybody, can go off and like spin into, the future. Just their head's going to pop off at some point. They're just spinning, spewing lies and secrets and gossip, and they're just feeding the fire constantly. They're obsessing over this person. They're obsessing over this connection. They're obsessing over somehow getting you back when, they were the third party. It's just like a crazy, just believe in karma. Karma's a bitch. And I just feel like this person's going to have their day, and it's going to, you don't have to do anything. Spirit will take care of everything. I have a 5 of Swords. I have a High Priestess. I have a 4 of Pentacles. And I have an Empress. So there's the Empress taking the high road. There's the Empress saying, I'm not doing this. I love myself. I'm not getting involved in your crazy. So there's the Empress taking the high road and guarding herself. I feel that, knowing intuitively that you're doing the right things and not being a part of the fight. You can choose to jump right in. You can choose to be a part of the battle, or you can choose to walk away and say, you know what? You do whatever you want, but I'm not going to be a part of this. I don't want any part in it. Let's get some charms. You've got somebody who I think really, really messed up, and they chose somebody that it was not only was it hurtful, but they chose somebody who had like probably some kind of, psychopathic energy behind the scenes too. And it's really showing, it's really coming out. Boy, there's some crazy people out there, and somehow they've gotten involved in your life, unfortunately. Let's see what, but you can push it away. You can close that door. They're saying, after all of this, somehow you and your person are on the same side. Like that's the ironic part. It's like somehow after all of this, you end up on the same side because you're both guarding each other. And there's a sense of you're not, he or she isn't going to throw you under the bus with this person. But I just feel that I don't know how you got there. I don't know how you got to the point where we're going through this crazy, we're going through this nightmare together, but we either stick together and stick with our story and stick with being on the same side, or this person just continues to manipulate somebody, manipulate the situation, manipulate money, do something. So it's just got, but you're somehow at the end of the day, you end up back on the same side. I don't know how you get there, but you do. It's crazy. I have a Gemini. High drama, guys. High drama. I have an Aries. I don't remember the last time I had a reading that had so much drama in it. I have love. At the end of the day, we end up on the same side because there's still love there. Okay. We have a tree. We have a life together. We put down roots together. I have a baby foot. We could have a child together. So we have more at stake than something else, that we have, a reason to be together. Okay. I have these kind of fairies and Cinderella's castle. So I'm just going to say I still believe, I still believe that things can get better. I still believe that we can get through this. It was a fairy tale when we fell in love. I don't want to forget that. We were happy. This is just one of those things that, it definitely created a tower moment in our life, and we have to decide whether we let it control the rest of our lives, or in somebody else trying to control our life, or we stick together and somehow we end up on the same side. Okay. I have a heart, and I have, this looks like a castle. I'm just going to say home, that either I miss being with you, I miss just our normal routine, I want to get back to being normal, I want to go back to how we were. Okay, like this is not in the league of being normal. This is not something that you normally, have in your life. You don't have this much karmic energy in your life, this much toxic energy in your life. So it needs to be removed. I have a seahorse, and seahorses are soulmates. Seahorses are soulmates, so it could be as simple as that. I have an ice skate. I'm just going to say winter time for some reason. I'm just going to put the ice skating with around a winter season. Maybe this happened sometime last winter. Maybe, that connects to some kind of timeline for somebody. And then I have a bee. And I'm just going to say I feel like I was stung. And not only was I stung, I'm allergic to bees, and I blew up. My face blew up, from the allergy. It wasn't like I was just stung. My whole life blew up. And so this is a pretty big deal. This isn't somebody just lied to me. It created a lot of havoc in my life. It created a kind of chain of events that I couldn't even have fathomed in a million years. And now, at the end of the day, I think that the truth is bringing us back together, which I know sounds crazy, but I feel like that's what's happening. My hands just tingled. So this isn't going to be everybody's story, you know that, but it is somebody's karmic story. And we just have to keep believing that, you know, payback is a bitch at some point. Spirit, loving messages. What does my person need me to know? I'm feeling lost and I don't know what to do about it. I feel like they do want to continue to talk about the situation. I feel like every time there's something that happens that's upsetting to you, that they know would be upsetting to you, I feel like they want to reach out and say, I had no idea that person was going to do that. I had no idea that person was going to call you or reach out to you or send you a note or a text message, or, you know, like, I just feel like what's going on behind the scenes, your person has no clue. And when they find out the truth, they're shocked. Our love was too intense for me to handle, and I needed to break away. I don't know about that as much as was the grass greener. Somebody seduced me. We seduced each other. Temptation, the devil. I want you to see the real me now. I've been hiding our love for too long. So how do we reconnect? I'm realizing now that you took the high road, that you have 10 times as much class in your little pinky than this other person. And I didn't realize it. I have to be in contact with you again. I miss you so much. I am feeling that. I do feel that I'm missing you. I do feel like we need to be on the same side of something for some reason. We need to join forces and work together to get through something. You brought out the best in me, and I came alive in your presence. You're good for me. You're a good influence on me. I try harder when I'm with you. I didn't realize I loved you until it was too late, and I'm really sorry. I do feel the apologies. I feel endless apologies. I feel like they just keep saying it until they wear you down, until you break down and cry and say, okay, I forgive you. I still feel deeply connected to you, but I won't admit it. Maybe we've been at a standstill for a little while for some of you. I settled for second best because I don't deserve you. They chose the wrong one. And now their whole world is blowing up, and their whole world blowing up is blowing up your world. Because this person is probably realized that they never stopped loving you, that they thought they had won. They thought they had captured this person, and your person is probably saying, I'm still in love with my ex. I'm still in love with my past. I can't get it out of my system. I'm not ready to move on. It hurts to see online that you've moved on with your life, struggling with the thought of you moving on without me. No one ever loved me again the way you did. I never appreciated you until you were gone. And that feels like the truth. Now that you're not with me every day, now that I'm not talking to you every day, now I feel the void. Now I feel the pain. We're going to ask Spirit to guide you both. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you are new to this channel, please remember to hit the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Thank you always for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for your comments. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, check out my website at kathymamolinspsychicmedium.com. Also check out my other 2 YouTube channels, my main channel and my Pick a Card channel. I'll put the links in the description and in the comments. Enjoy your day, everybody. I'll see you again real soon in another Love Messages.